The secret villa was surrounded by dense forest, guarded by more than 20 men. No one could get in. No one could get out. It was the safest place Taehyung knew. Jungkook sat on the edge of the large bed, a blanket around his shoulders, staring at the fire crackling in the stone fireplace. Taehyung knelt before him, a medical kit beside him, gently applying ointment to Jungkook's wounds. "Tell me if it hurts," he whispered. Jungkook didn't answer. His voice was quiet. "Why did you really leave me, Taehyung? Don't lie this time." "I deserve the truth." Taehyung's hands paused. He looked up, his expression unreadable. "Because they threatened your life," he finally said. 7 years ago, I received a call on the day I was going to propose to you. They said if I didn't disappear, if I didn't leave you, they'd kill you in front of me." Jungkook's breath caught. "I thought you stopped loving me. I was dying without you," Taehyung whispered. "But I thought it was better if you hated me and lived, than loved me and died." Silence stretched between them, heavy and painful. Jungkook's voice shook. "You should have told me. Would you have let me go?" Taehyung looked into his eyes. Jungkook opened his mouth, then closed it. No. He wouldn't have. Later that night, Jungkook sat alone on the balcony, staring at the moonlight on the garden. Taehyung stepped out quietly and wrapped a warm coat around him from behind. "I'm sorry I let you suffer alone for so long." Jungkook turned, resting his head on Taehyung's chest. "I still feel like this is a dream." "That you're here, it's not a dream," Taehyung murmured. "I'm never leaving you again." But before either could speak further, Jimin stormed in, out of breath. "Tae, we have a problem." Taehyung stiffened. "What now?" They released a photo of you two from the rescue, and Jungkook's fiancé. "Seen it." Jungkook froze. "Fiancé?" Taehyung echoed darkly. Jungkook turned pale. "I was forced to accept the engagement months ago. My father's business was falling apart. I didn't want to marry him." Taehyung clenched his fists. "Who is he?" "The youngest son of the Prime Minister," Jimin answered. "And he's demanding Jungkook be returned. Or there will be war." Taehyung's jaw set like stone. "They'll have to start a war then." He looked at Jungkook. "Because I won't give you up again. Not now. Not ever." The villa gates trembled under the force of the approaching convoy. Black bulletproof cars. Government emblems. Red flags fluttering in the wind. "He's here." Taehyung stood on the balcony, eyes narrowed as the vehicle stopped. His fingers curled around the edge of the railing until his knuckles turned white. He actually came. Inside the villa, Jungkook stood frozen in the hallway, heart pounding. Minjoon's here, not just his fiancé. The Prime Minister's youngest son. The one with power to burn entire families in silence. The grand doors opened. Minjoon stepped inside. Calm. Elegant. Deadly. A soft smile played on his lips, but it didn't reach his eyes. Jungkook, he greeted coldly. "You look well." Jungkook took a step back. "Why are you here?" "To bring my fiancé home," Minjoon replied smoothly. "You've caused enough headlines already. Your Mafia ex-boyfriend isn't worth starting a war over." Taehyung entered from behind. "Say his name again and I'll end you." The room dropped into icy tension. Jungkook looked between them. The man who held his hand in public, and the man who bled for him in secret. "You don't own him," Taehyung said through clenched teeth. "You never did, but I signed the marriage contract," Minjoon said smugly. "It's legally binding. And if he refuses, his family will lose everything." Jungkook's voice cracked. Please stop this. Choose, Jungkook, Minjoon demanded. The silence was deafening. Taehyung took one step forward, eyes burning. You think paper and politics can make him love you? I don't need him to love me. I just need him to obey. Jungkook flinched. Taehyung's voice shook now, not with rage, but pain. Look at me, Kook. Jungkook turned, trembling. Do you want to go with him? Jungkook's eyes welled with tears. I don't want anyone else but you. And the next moment, he ran straight into Taehyung's arms. I choose you. Minjoon's face twisted. You'll regret this, he hissed. No, Jungkook said softly. I already regretted not fighting for him once. Taehyung wrapped a protective arm around him. Take your threats and get out, he growled. The next time you cross this line, I won't let you leave alive. Minjoon stared at Jungkook for one last moment, cold, betrayed, furious. Then he turned and left without a word. Later that night, in the dim candlelit bedroom, Jungkook lay on Taehyung's chest, finally able to breathe. You didn't even flinch when he said he'd destroy everything, Jungkook whispered. Let them come, Taehyung murmured. I'd set the whole world on fire if it meant keeping you. Jungkook looked up at him. But what if he tries to hurt you? Then I'll show him what real monsters look like. The entire country was watching. Taehyung, the Mafia heir once presumed dead, now stood tall in a black suit, calm, fearless, his hand gently brushing Jungkook's as they entered the courtroom side by side. Across the room sat Minjoon, with a team of government lawyers and his father's silent power behind him. You won't win this, Minjoon said under his breath. Taehyung didn't even look at him. I already have. The case was simple. Minjoon had filed a petition demanding that Jungkook return to him, citing a legally binding engagement contract signed by Jungkook's family. The contract stated Jungkook couldn't be with anyone else. But Jungkook had something else, proof of coercion. When the judge asked for his statement, Jungkook stood up. His voice was calm but firm. I never gave consent. My family was blackmailed into that contract. I was threatened, manipulated, and isolated. That's not love. That's control. The courtroom went silent. Taehyung sat still, eyes locked on him, proud, protective, in awe. And if this court believes I belong to someone I don't love, then take everything I have. But I will never walk away from the man who came back for me. Minjoon slammed his fist under the desk, his calm persona slipping. The judge looked at the evidence, the recordings, the threats, the hospital documents showing Jungkook's trauma. This engagement is nullified, the judge declared. This court does not recognize forced contracts masked as legal commitments. Mr. Jian is free. Mr. Kim. Taehyung, do you have anything to say to the public? Are you and Jungkook in a relationship? Will this cause a conflict with the government? Taehyung pulled Jungkook close, wrapped an arm around him, and for the first time, spoke directly to the cameras. Yes, I love him. No, I'm not afraid, and if loving him means going against the entire system, then so be it. Back at the villa that night, Jungkook stepped into Taehyung's arms and whispered, You really weren't afraid, were you? Not of them, Taehyung said. Only of losing you again. They stood together under the stars, no longer hiding, no longer afraid. But far away, behind cold walls and red velvet chairs, Minjoon sat quietly, his eyes dark. If they think it's over, they're wrong. Nightfall. The courtroom victory brought temporary peace. But Taehyung knew better. Calm always came before a storm. He tightened the security around Jungkook. The villa gates were reinforced. Guards rotated every 4 hours. Cameras were everywhere. Still, something didn't feel right. Meanwhile, Jungkook sat in the garden, sketching in his notebook. Taehyung watched him from the balcony above, the way the wind played with his hair, the gentle focus in his eyes, the way he bit his lip while thinking. He's finally smiling again. Taehyung's heart softened. But even then, he couldn't shake the warning burning at the back of his mind. Suddenly, boom. Not an explosion. Not but a message. One of Taehyung's men rushed in. "Sir, we found something on the main gate camera feed." Someone threw a red envelope with Minjoon's seal. No guards were harmed, but it's a warning. Inside the envelope was a photo. Jimin, Jungkook's best friend. Bound. Unconscious. Bruised. Your past came back to you. Now mine will visit yours, Minjoon. Taehyung's blood ran cold. Jungkook's fingers trembled as he stared at his friend's face. He took Jimin. "I'll bring him back," Taehyung said, voice low, steady. "No, Tae, what if it's a trap?" Jungkook grabbed his sleeve. "He's doing this to pull you away from me, and you think I'll let that work?" Taehyung cupped his face gently. "You're not just someone I protect. You're my reason. My future. My only love." Jungkook's eyes welled up. "You still love me that much?" "Even after everything, there was never a day I stopped." Midnight. Taehyung slipped out in a black coat, into the shadows where he once ruled. But this time, it wasn't for territory. This time, it was for love. He left a note on Jungkook's pillow. "Don't be afraid when you wake up and I'm not beside you. I'm fighting for the people you love, because they're part of you. And you are everything to me." Back at Minjoon's private mansion, someone stepped into a cold, underground room. Jimin opened his eyes. Bruised. Gagged. But still breathing. Minjoon smirked. "Let's see how far Taehyung will go when he realizes I've been waiting 7 years for this war."